Emily Carter always believed that quiet evenings were the safest part of her life. Nothing dramatic ever happened in the soft, peaceful hours after dinner. Dishes would be washed, the house would grow calm, and the gentle sound of wind outside. Their Portland home would make everything feel steady and predictable. That was the kind of life Emily wanted. For 20 years, she believed her marriage to Daniel was built on equity and stability. Daniel was not a loud man. He didn't make big romantic speeches or dramatic promises. Instead, he showed love in small ways, fixing broken shelves, making coffee before work, and always remembering to bring Emily's favorite blueberry muffins on Sunday mornings. Their son Noah had grown up in that calm rhythm. At 16, Noah was tall and thoughtful, with the same dark hair as his father and the same gentle patience as his mother. Their home had never been perfect, but it had always been safe, until one evening changed everything. It started like any other Tuesday. Emily finished cleaning the kitchen while Noah worked on homework at the dining table. The house smelled faintly of tomato soup and toasted bread from dinner. Daniel had come home late from work again, something that had become more common in the past few months. Emily tried not to think too much about it. People got busy, jobs became stressful, life changed. Still, she couldn't ignore the small differences she had begun noticing. Daniel seemed distracted lately. Sometimes he smiled at his phone before quickly putting it away. Sometimes he stepped outside to take calls. Emily had asked him once if everything was okay. Daniel had simply said, "Work's been complicated lately." She believed him. At least, she tried to. That night, Daniel had gone into the living room after dinner, saying he needed to make a quick call. Emily didn't pay attention at first. She dried the last plate and placed it carefully into the cabinet. Then she wiped the counter slowly, enjoying the quiet moment. But as she walked toward the hallway, she heard Daniel's voice drifting from the living room. At first, nothing sounded unusual. His voice was low, relaxed. Then she heard him laugh. Not the normal polite laugh he used during work calls. This one sounded softer, warmer. Emily paused and "I miss you too," Daniel said. The words made her heart completely still. For a moment, Emily thought, she must have misunderstood. Maybe he was talking to a coworker. Maybe someone had said something funny. Then Daniel spoke again. "I wish we were here tonight." The warmth in his voice felt unfamiliar. Emily's chest tightened slightly. Something about that tone. Not angry, not dramatic, just in. We hadn't talked for months, she cried. Noah had finished his work and walked out into the living room. One night, he saw his mother standing outside. He said, "Mom," Emily turned quickly and drifted into her lips. The voice dropped into a whisper, still promising. Noah looked confused. He nodded. Emily gently moved closer to him, pushing him closer. "Not to listen." Inside the living room, Noah continued his work. "Emily thinks you're having a good day," he said. Emily felt her skin rise. That way, she suddenly realized her parents were shouting. Noah's therapist sat and listened. At first, he didn't understand what they were hearing. Then Daniel spoke again. "I just wish they were a different world." Emily felt the ground shift under her feet. Noah slowly looked at his mother. His expression changed from confusion to disbelief. Inside the room, Daniel continued. "Friday, he said softly. Emily's brother called. Friday, their anniversary dinner was planned for the weekend. Daniel had made the reservation himself 2 weeks earlier, or at least, that's what he told her. The realization hit Emily like a quiet wave of cold water. Noah leaned closer and whispered carefully, "Is Dad talking to another woman?" Emily didn't answer immediately. She wanted to believe. There was another explanation, but Daniel's next words erased that hope. I can't wait to see you again. The warmth in his voice was unmistakable. Emily felt her heart crack silently inside her chest. No shouting, no anger. Just a slow, painful understanding. Noah's hands curled into fists, his face flushed with anger. He whispered, "We should go in there." Emily gently touched his arm. "Stay calm," she repeated softly. Her voice was steady, but inside she felt like she was standing. In the middle of a storm, she listened as Daniel finished the call. "All right," he said quietly, "Friday night." There was a short pause. Then he added, almost tenderly, "Good night." The call ended. Emily stepped away from the door before Daniel could open it. Noah followed her down the hallway toward the kitchen. The quiet sound of their footsteps filled the house. Emily sat slowly at the kitchen table. For years, this table had been the center of their family life. Birthday cakes, homework help, late-night talks. Now it felt strangely unfamiliar. Noah stood across from her, still trying to process what they had just heard. Finally, he spoke. "Dad is cheating, isn't he?" Emily looked down at the table. The question felt heavy, painful, but it deserved honesty. "I think so," she said quietly. Noah turned away and ran a hand through his hair. Anger flashed across his face. "I can't believe this." Emily watched her son carefully. At 16, Noah was still learning how to handle strong emotions. His anger wasn't surprising. But Emily knew something important. How they handled this moment could shape the rest of Noah's life. "Listen to me," she said gently. Noah looked back at her. "I know you're angry," Emily continued. "I am too. But running into that room and shouting won't fix anything." Noah frowned. "So we just pretend nothing happened." Emily shook her head slowly. "No." She leaned forward slightly. "We wait." Noah looked confused. "Wait for what?" Emily's eyes grew thoughtful. "For the truth to show itself." Noah sat down across from her. "What do you mean?" Emily took a slow breath. "Your father said he's meeting someone Friday night." Noah nodded. "Yeah." Emily's voice remained calm. "That means we'll know exactly what's happening." Noah's eyes widened. "You want to follow him?" Emily gave a small, sad smile. "I want to see the truth with my own eyes." For a moment, the kitchen fell silent again. Noah thought about it carefully. Then he nodded once. "Okay." Emily studied her son's face. He looked older in that moment, more serious. She hated that he had to experience something like this. But she also knew hiding the truth would only make things worse. "Whatever happens," Emily said softly, "we face it together." Noah nodded together. In the living room, Daniel turned on the television, completely unaware that his secret had already been heard. Emily glanced toward the hallway. Her heart felt heavy, but her mind was clear. For 20 years, she had trusted her husband completely. She believed in the quiet strength of their marriage. Now that belief had been shaken. But Emily Carter was not the kind of woman who ran away from the truth. If Daniel was hiding something, she would uncover it. Friday night was only 3 days away. 3 long days of pretending everything was normal. 3 days of watching Daniel act like nothing had changed. But Emily knew something he didn't. His secret wasn't hidden anymore. And by the time Friday arrived, Emily Carter could finally see the person who had stepped into her marriage. The only thing she didn't realize yet was this. The woman Daniel wanted to meet wasn't a stranger, not someone from when Emily finally saw her face, the betrayal felt deeper than she had ever imagined. Because the woman waiting for David on Friday night was someone Emily trusted. Someone she loved. Someone who had been partnered for years. And when the truth finally came out, it wasn't just part of their marriage. It showed her the way he tried to process what had happened, and it made her feel horrible. She wanted to protect him, but she also knew she had to see the truth. Friday arrived in a rush. The sky had turned deep enough for night. The street lights outside the local neighborhood cast soft golden shadows across the windows. Emily had been dead for herself, but neither of them touched a flesh. Their nerves were taut. She checked the clock again, counting down the minutes until Daniel Bethlehem supposedly arrived. When he walked into the kitchen adjusting his jacket to the pantry, Emily flashed a quick expression, waiting for the chest. Daniel smiled. Emily smiled. I might be looking at the end of the race. Should be too late. He kissed her cheek and he grabbed his hands. Don't wait up. Emily was sitting in the room. And waited, hearts beating fast, eyes fixed on Emily held Noah's hand, squeezing it gently. What happens? She said softly. You watch, you see the truth, and it's it. Emily's chest tightened slightly, walking toward the restaurant was strong, alert, and oddly nervous, which made Emily's stomach twist. He held the door open for someone, and one step in Emily's arm. She couldn't believe it. The woman was Sarah Mitchell, her younger sister. Noah froze beside her, his eyes wide in shock. Aunt Sarah, he whispered. Emily's mind raced. She hadn't imagined this possibility with her sister. How could it be her? Emily felt a wave of disbelief, confusion, and incompetence. Betrayal she expected had taken an unimaginable turn. Inside the restaurant, Daniel and Sarah sat at a small table near the window. They spoke quietly, leaning toward each other, their faces serious. There were no romantic smiles, no flirtatious gestures, just tension, an urgent energy that filled the small space. Emily and Noah watched from the car, hearts hammering. Daniel's hand moved in subtle gestures, pointing, resting lightly on his forehead while Sarah's hands moved expressively, her voice calm but firm. Emily whispered to Noah, "It doesn't look like an affair." He looked at her, confused, but she shook her head slightly. "Watch carefully. There's more here than we think." The argument continued inside, Daniel's voice lowered. "No, you said I should tell her," Sarah said softly, "but I wasn't sure you would." Daniel rubbed his face with one hand. "I wanted to protect Emily. I didn't want her to feel pain." Emily's mind spun. Protect her? What did that mean? Sarah's voice softened. "She deserves to know the truth about her father." Emily froze. Her breath caught. About her father. Daniel's tone was quiet, almost pleading. "I know. But if she finds out he's still alive?" Emily didn't wait. She stepped out of the car and walked toward the restaurant. Noah followed, stunned, his mind racing. They approached the window, careful not to make a sound, just close enough to hear, "He's alive," Emily whispered to herself. The words made everything shift. Her father, whom she had believed dead for 20 years, was alive. She had grown up thinking she lost him. That loss had shaped her childhood, her choices, her life. And now Daniel and Sarah were revealing a truth that had been hidden all these years. She felt disbelief, shock, and an odd relief all at once. Noah stood beside her, protective, confused, and unable to speak. Emily's hands gripped the window frame as she processed the revelation. Daniel and Sarah's conversation shifted. Sarah's voice trembled slightly. "He wants to see you, Emily. He's been waiting all this time." Emily felt her heart pound. waiting all this time. She couldn't understand. Her mind flashed through memories, birthdays without her father, graduations, every milestone without him. How could this be? Daniel spoke softly. I never knew how to tell you. I didn't want to hurt you with the truth until now. Emily's emotions surged. She had trusted Daniel, had relied on him, had built her life with him. And yet, she had never imagined he was keeping a secret this profound. She pushed open the restaurant door before they could finish, her legs trembling slightly. Daniel and Sarah turned in surprise, their eyes wide. Emily's voice was steady but soft. Finish that sentence, she said. Her gaze moved between them, calm but piercing. Daniel swallowed, clearly nervous. Sarah's eyes filled with tears, her face pale. Emily realized that her anger and heartbreak were still there, but now mixed with shock and curiosity. She had to know the whole story. They sat down at the table. Daniel's face was tense, his usual calm gone. Sarah's posture was uncertain, her hands fidgeting. Emily's mind raced, trying to piece together decades of hidden truths. She realized this wasn't about a romantic betrayal, it was about her family, her father, and the secrets that had shaped her life without her knowing. Noah's hand on hers. Emily took a deep breath. We're about to find out, she said quietly. Sarah began to explain. Her voice was small. Surge of protectiveness. She realized that, despite everything, they had each other. That was a truth she had held on to. Daniel and Sarah continued explaining. Emily listened, absorbing every detail. Her father had been disappointed, trying to resolve conflicts with parents. Daniel had never tried to protect Emily from a life-altering shock. The secrecy had been suffocating, but the intention behind it wasn't malicious. They protected but protected. Emily's emotions swelled. She wanted to be but she also understood the depth of the situation. Years of questions finally had answers. Finally, Emily spoke. Sarah looked at her as the truth had still been. You deserve to know. Not in a sudden shock, but in control. Daniel really sure. Emily's eyes filled with tears. She realized that life, which had seemed ordinary, had become a profound secret. And now that secret was out. Noah looked at his mother, wide-eyed. Mom, what happens now? Emily took a deep breath, her mind racing in thousand ways. She felt a mixture of fear, relief, and anticipation. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in years, she had clarity. She understood her father's absence, the intentions behind the secrecy, and the role Daniel had played in protecting her. The truth was overwhelming, but she was ready to face it. Emily finally turned to Daniel and said, "This was calm, almost Emily knew that, together, they could face whatever came next. Tea,